Well, let's see which way we're headed next. We're going to go next, buddy. We're going to plan our map of travel here, don't we? But there's not much over here. I really don't want to go through Las Vegas, but there's not much choice. Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We're just kind of mapping out our next road trip when we get ready to leave here in a few days. And there's just not much over in this corner of the state to go around. So if anybody wants to know where we're at, this is Utah. We're right down here. So we're in the very bottom of the state, and to get to Quartzsite, we're going to have to go down through, looks like Las Vegas. And I really don't want to go through Las Vegas, but you know what? There's not many roads over here that you can take in this corner of the desert area. So is there? You don't care where we go, as long as you get to sit beside me and ride along and get some petting. Yeah. I've got a chance of rain coming in today, so that's where we're at here. A little chilly, not bad though. But yeah, it's gonna be a nice day. Yeah, we got a few more days, and then we're out of here, aren't we, bud? I thought I would take this day before it gets too far along. It has rained a couple times, and do some bus maintenance before we get on the road, and check the fluids and check the things, and crawl around and wear my old baggy rotten clothes one more time, because after I get through with this, they're going to go in the dumpster, because you can't even make a good pair of shorts out of these things. They are so far gone. So they will be along with the gray ones that I have that have already gone into the dumpster. But yeah, we got some new clothes. But these old ones I'm going to wear because I've got, like I said, one more thing to do. So we're going to get some stuff. We're going to check under the hood. And we're going to check some fluids. And check around. Mouse traps are still full of peanut butter. That's good. So that means I have no more rats and no more mice in the last... been probably almost a week now. That's good. Good. We're on the thing. But so we'll come around here and we'll check some stuff. And there's one thing I'm going to do to the bus that I haven't done since I haven't done it, but it's been done once in the last 2.5 years. So we need to go ahead and bring you in closer and check a few things. This is my power steering fluid. It has a little seeper or something on it. It's not leaking or anything, but let's see. Fluid is, what does it says here? It says full. Add full. It says it's on the full, so we're good. And we can also see it too, so that's a nice thing. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a seepage on it, but it's not leaking anywhere that I could tell, but it's right in the minimum cold. Yeah, we're good. So we're good. We'll clean that up some point. Yeah, really get cleaning on that. And we'll go around here and check the fluids on the other side. There's not much else on this side to check on fluid-wise. So got my ACs, got them plugged in. Sometimes they vibrate loose. The wires do going down the road, but I'm not going to need air conditioning for a little bit. And before we leave, we'll check the tire pressure and everything. We'll check the engine oil. Let's see. It is right in the operating range. And don't worry about the darkness. Anybody who has a diesel knows that you can change the fluid, the oil, and start it up once and come back out. And it looks that dark. So it's just the way diesels are. Check the transmission fluid. It's nice and convenient right behind it. Of course, it's better to check it when it's warm, but we can check it when it's cold. Oh yeah, we got lots of fluids. And I haven't had any more leaks since that one time coming up the mountain a couple of weeks ago. And I just stopped by and talked to Steve, the mechanic, and he said there is an overflow vent tube on there, which possibility it could have just vented out that tube or that overflow, because I have not had any more transmission issues on the leakage. So that's good. Nothing else to check. This is the antifreeze filter. Here's the antifreeze. You can see it. It's right there, halfway between add and max, so that's good. Brake fluid is up here. That is really clean because they changed all the brake fluid when they did the brake system, and it's in the right area. So I don't have to worry about checking on that. Air filter over there. This is my fuel filter under here, which I do have a new fuel filter, and I'll probably change that coming up in the future. But this one here only has 12,000 miles on it, so it's not a lot, but I may just change it. I just got another one just in case. And so, yep, we'll go from there. So we're going to move my mousetrap off the tire, which it fell off yesterday, and I moved it up there, but put it on the frame. And I have the solar system. You know, I got 400 watts of solar up on the roof, and I also plug right here. I plug in a 200 watt Renogy freestanding, so I can plug in too. And I upgraded a little bit when I was in Navajo Lake campground, because it's like a 20-foot plug-in cord. So I went and bought another 20-foot, so I can actually take that panel out 40 feet over here in the trees, over in front of the bus, go underneath, come on the other side. So it gives me a little more versatility on having where I can get the solar at, because I'm actually to power to where I can't. If there's something blocking on the roof, or the angle of the sun or the angle of the roof is not getting a good power, solar power, I plug this in, and that kind of gives me a little boost. And now I can drag it further and I can find the sun. So what else we got? Oh, and I got one other thing. There's actually two other things. One of them is I'm going to go in here and get something. Let's see. Here it is right here. I'm going to give Walden a grease job. The bus had not had its lubrication points lubricated since 12,000 miles ago. So 2.5 years. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to grease the whole bus, which are, I don't know how many grease zerks there are. I know they're everywhere. I know the drive shafts, well, there's actually 5 drive shafts in the thing. And each one has, I think, 2 on it. So it's going to be 10, probably 10 on there. I've got on the suspension parts underneath. Steering column has got 2 or 3 on it. So we're going to get this thing greased up. And also, I went ahead and upgraded my diesel heater. My diesel heater is working perfect now. And what I did was, it kept saying low voltage, low voltage, low voltage, you know, for many videos on that. So I listened to what the little computer thing was saying, and I gave it more voltage. I gave my diesel heater its own battery source. So, yep, the couple of videos I had a battery that was in here I took in. It was an old 6-year-old battery that came out of the starter batteries, an extra one. And I took it in and got another battery. So the diesel heater is now running off of the battery. And I've had it running every day for 6 or 7 days. Starts every time, runs for 2 or 3 hours. I have to turn it off. Before, it was shutting off every 5 minutes. So that's a good thing. We'll see what happens. And when it didn't come on, I'll know it's time to charge the battery. So I've got two ways of charging the batteries. Is I have a solar power trickle charger, a 10 amp that I can hook up to it and put it out, the panel outside and run it that way. Or I can plug it into the bus batteries and run the battery charger off of it and charge up the other battery. Or generator, there's different ways. Or find somebody that's got a plug-in. You know, there's different ways. But right now the diesel heater is working fine. I actually had to put fuel in it yesterday and fill it up because it's working, and I'm actually burning fuel this time. So let me get this thing set up, and we're going to start greasing this puppy up here. And I'm back. I finally figured out how to work the grease gun. I haven't worked a grease gun in years. I had the tube in backwards. But anyway, we're going to grease, the front suspension. There's a greaser on the bottom. Right there. And we're going to just pump grease in it until you hear it. That was dry there. Got one back over here. Let's just keep the things lubricated and keep them going longer. Let's see if we can get this one grease here. Okay, I think it went in there. Yep, already got the one on top done. You can see the new grease right here that popped out. And let me grab my flashlight, and I'm going to continue on the grease job. Here's some of the zerts on the steering column. Put that in there and just squeeze it. There it goes. See a little bit of that paint come out of there. That one up here. There it goes. Good enough. Oh. Like I said, they are just everywhere. I've got to see where they're at. There's one there in the steering box. This is one-handed, but sometimes you almost need two hands to get it. There you go. Oh, if we can, looks like I'm going to have to tighten up my fitting a little bit. It's a 7,000 pounds of pressure on this tube, so it's a lot of oomph. And then I'll have to go digging. Got one up there. Like I said, they're just kind of everywhere. This would be a fun one to get to. All right, I think we got it. There you go. I can see grease coming out of that. All right. Whew. Well, that's just it. That's what you do to grease it. Like I said, usually you run and grease them every oil change or every other oil change. I haven't greased in 2.5 years, so they were needing some attention. So we're going to continue on with the grease job. I think I got one down under. Nope, that one's sealed. Oh, there it is on the side. Okay, like I said, they're just going to have to search and find. Well, there we have it. We got a grease zerts, about 20 of them, I think, under the bus, on the front end, all around the drive shaft, all the way from front to back. One reason I wore my old clothes, because I had to drag myself under there from front to back. So, yeah, these are now retired, so they'll go into the trash. But yeah, we got it all done. Zen's been here on guard duty. Those deer haven't got anywhere near us today, have they? Nope. But, yeah, well, they got the grease gun is done. Grease zerts and grease job is done, which hadn't been done in a couple of years, so that's good. And now we're ready to get on the road again. But tonight, we're going to go in and have some chicken fajitas because it's been trying to sprinkling a little bit here and chance of rain for the next 2 days. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully not too bad, but I still want to show you guys around this campground, and I've got about another week, so I think we'll have plenty of time. We'll button this thing up, get the hood back down. It's easy to push down. Its tension supports inside, so it makes it easier to go up and down. So let's get in here, and we're going to cook us some dinner. As soon as I put my grease gun up and turn my flashlight off. All right, get ready for some dinner. I'm going to go wash myself up first because I'm covered up with grease and schmutz from under the bus. So let's get around and we'll have some chicken fajitas. No, you can't have me boneless, but you can have some chicken. It's going to be a beautiful evening. You know, I was sitting here last night like I do every evening, watching the sunset down over the valley there. Why not? It's a beautiful valley. Mountains, it's got some orange and red trees or bushes up on top. And rocks and trees and deer and cottonwoods. Just a beautiful sight. So I sit here every night and watch it. And all of a sudden I heard this thunderous noise coming from back over this way. And what I do next? Well, kind of like being in Arkansas. You know, when they say, tornadoes coming, everybody get into hide in the shelter. Nope. I jumped up and I ran across the road. See what it was. I got over here with my camera. And right about here they came. That was the second round of them came through. I got like, what are those things? The first round came through and they went through the valley. And then I'm going like, what are those? Those are, got looking up, those are V-22 Ospreys. They're like, they're plane that can, you know, they turn this way and land like a helicopter, but fly like a plane. They're kind of cool. I never saw one before in real life. And they were loud too. That's why they sound like a helicopter coming, because they have huge blades on them. But the interesting thing was there were 7 Ospreys and 2 transport planes came through here. None of them had any markings on them at all. Like, maybe they're on the way to the plane scrapyard. I don't know. But later on that evening, about 9 o'clock, I was inside the bus and I heard the thunder again, and here they came. And they were heading that way. So I don't know what they were doing, just out patrolling or going through, maybe. But they were loud. Anyway, that's all we got for this video. And we'll say thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you guys on around the campsite. Next one we'll be out here. We'll be seeing the rocks that are behind us and up and around here. There's some really interesting rocks as I show you. And this is pretty cool. So we'll see you guys on around. Right? One lick? Okay.